Misfits.
Hey everybody, it is Christmas Eve. It is day 12 of the 12 Days of Misfits. Temeko is hoping for a Christmas miracle to end up over 12 points today. I might even be able to squeeze him in up to 14, but he unfortunately fell short of 15 and 20 and 24, all the goals that we had set. But you know, it was his first go around. He's still a rookie, so here we are. Those of you that haven't been following along, this year Temeko is going through and looking at clip art images that I've pulled up and trying to figure out what messianic prophecy or prophecy related to the Christmas storyline trying to figure out what it is and where it comes from. So, Temeko, for our final image this year, here it is.
The White House.
Okay, well, that's not the White House. That would be the Capitol building. But government is the building that we're dealing with.
The government.
The civics teacher in me is very disappointed that you called that the White House when that is most definitely the Capitol building. But anyway.
So government is what we're going for. Government
is the main theme of the picture there.
Okay, so governments hate Jesus. Yeah, they've always hated him.
You're not wrong, but that is not where we're going.
Okay. He'll establish a righteous government. He's gonna establish a kingly reign that's gonna last forever. What verse am I thinking of?
So I'll give you that part of it.
Okay.
That part, it's close enough to count.
All right. Kingly reign forever.
Where are we at?
We are in, I feel like we in Big Zay. I'm gonna shout him out.
Yes, it is Isaiah. Do you know what chapter?
I want to say 43.
No, single digits.
Oh wait, I keep going too far because I'm at like 47 right now. That's why I keep they have like little references of prophecies, whatever. We should be. You said single digits?
Yep.
We're probably in chapter 7 again.
No, this is a new chapter. This is Isaiah chapter 9.
9.
So this is what we're dealing with here with Isaiah chapter 9. First of all, we'll give you 2 full points on that one. And I may have a way for you to redeem yourself and give yourself a little... Why did it only add 1? I added 2. That's annoying. Apparently our system is as good as math as I am. So this is what we're dealing with. This is Isaiah chapter 9. Now, those of you that have been with Misfits for a while and with the 12 Days of Misfits for a while know that we actually put out a commentary blog on this around this time of year about 2 or 3 years ago. There's something interesting in this passage, and I want to actually talk about it for a minute before we close out the 12 days this year. So this is what we're dealing with. This is Isaiah chapter 9. So, starting in verse 2, it says, "The people walking in darkness have seen a great light. A light has dawned those living in the land of darkness," which you chose the perfect picture for this passage, by the way. Just saying. We go there.
I felt it.
You have enlarged the nation and increased its joy. The people have rejoiced before you, and they rejoice at harvest time as they rejoice dividing spoils. For you have shattered the oppressive yoke and the rod on their shoulders, the staff of their oppressor, just as you did on the day of Midian. For every trampling boot of battle and the bloody garments of war will be burned as fuel for the fire. For a child will be born for us, a son will be given to us, and the government will be on his shoulders. He will be named Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Eternal Father, Prince of Peace. The dominion will be vast, and his prosperity will never end. He will reign on the throne of David and over his kingdom, to establish and sustain it with justice and righteousness from now on and forever. For the zeal of the Lord of the armies will accomplish this. Now, the part that we hear all the time around Christmas time specifically is just verse 6, right? For unto us a child is born, a son is given, the government will be on his shoulders, and he will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Eternal Father, Prince of Wisdom. Or Prince of Peace, sorry. Right, it's I don't remember which psalm. Some Christmas psalm quotes that verse over and over and over, right? But there's something interesting when we look at it as a full passage. Temeko, can you tell me what it is that I find so interesting? If you're pulling it up, it specifically look at verse 4 and then look at verse 6. And this is Isaiah chapter 9 for those wanting to look at it at home.
And then verse 4 and verse
6.
Okay, for thou hast broken the yoke of his burden and the staff of his shoulders, the rod of his oppressor, as in the day of Midian. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given. The government shall be upon his shoulders, and his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace.
Now, to be fair, this is something where, again, part of the reason we wrote what we did is because I can't actually find anybody else talking about this. And so it may just be the way my mind works. But there's something interesting about what is shattered in verse 4.
Yeah.
And then where the child is going to place the government in verse 6.
Mm-hmm.
He shatters the oppressive yoke. Where is it that yokes are placed?
On necks.
Next shoulders, right?
Yep. Like
the rod is broken where? On their
shoulders.
Yep. And then verse 6, where is it that Jesus places the government?
On his shoulders.
On his shoulders. He breaks the oppressive yokes that were weighing them down. He breaks the rod that had been beating them across the same spot the yoke had been and ends their oppression. And then he places all of the weight of responsibility
on himself
in the same place that they were afflicted.
Yeah.
And then beyond that, how is it that he's going to do it? In verse 5, every boot of battle, bloody garment of war is burned as fuel for the fire. And instead, his dominion will be vast and prosperity will never end. He is going to establish and sustain it with justice and righteousness. He breaks the oppression and carries the load himself. He destroys the things of destruction and replaces them instead with justice and righteousness.
Pretty much.
It's way more than just, oh, look, a baby is born and now everybody's happy and singing and we know his name. The picture Isaiah is giving here is one of a Messiah that is not just going to be this wonderful counselor, mighty God, eternal Father, Prince of Peace, but one that is going to do the work himself and take all of the responsibility on himself so that his people can live in peace.
Amen.
That is what it is that that the people were awaiting for those 400 years between the end of the prophets and the showing up of John the Baptist. That's what they've been waiting on since Genesis 3.
We still waiting on.
And it's the same thing we are waiting on now when Christ will return.
We're waiting for this moment.
For there to be peace because the oppressor will be defeated,
destroyed,
through
out, all of it,
through justice and righteousness, like
Man.
we read about before.
Yeah, his
Because God doesn't need to hear anybody's case to do it. He's already said it's going to be done.
It's done. We can't argue with him how it's going to happen. He decided how.
It's already going to happen.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you the extra point because it's Christmas and because you got there eventually. But unfortunately, you still are short of 15. 14 is not too bad for your first go around. How was it?
Good.
How are we
That's
feeling?
pretty good. I feel like, you know what? I feel like I was out there. I started a little shaky. I picked it up. I might have slowed down at the end, but I feel like I finished strong. I feel rejuvenated. I feel blessed. Feel favored. I feel like next time around I'm gonna do even better. So
I'm hoping that next year that Brandon's schedule will free up a little bit also, and we can actually pit you guys against each other's with buzzers and everything. But that's what my Christmas wish for next year will be. So we hope you guys enjoyed this. We hope you guys will check out the rest of the stuff that we're doing over on Misfits. I'm hoping that by this point we've had our yearly Advent vlog out. You also should go check out some of the stuff, the other things that have been going on with KFM Media, or KFM Broadcasting. Pastor Joe over at Buddy Walk and Faith Explained at this point, I believe, has already released his Christmas sermon for the year. You can go also check out Ant has been doing his his daily prayer sessions and things like that throughout Advent as well. So go check out all of that kind of stuff. We hope that you enjoyed this. We hope that you'll stick around with what we got coming up in January, and we will see all of you then.